most people in India do not understand that once you pay the premium, you commit to pay regularly. If you don't pay the premium regularly, the money
Yeah.
becomes zero. Some people were losing their house because attached to an insurance product. Father died, and house was going, and we could save it. So
You are literally helping people in a place ki jahan par they are helpless.
yeah,
I just remember you guys went to Shark Tank India in the very first season.
we thought it's all scripted, but it was not. The day Shark Tank was telecasted, we started receiving calls.
Like for example, somebody is buying a policy. What do you think they must check off the boxes ki these has to be there before buying one?
Look at the sublimits. There are robotic surgeries. There are certain radiations which are given via robotics. So try that. There is should not be a sublimit in the product. But if you don't understand the terms and conditions of the product and you have bought a product, now nothing can be done. Be aware of what you are taking. It's actually a protection for your family. You have bought a protection, not an investment.
You had a very steady and successful corporate career in your life. What actually made you to step away from something so stable, so steady, and just started from scratch?
I was amongst the top 2% of the performer. I would lift awards every year. So initially you feel happy about it. But at one point of time you feel that what is it? I mean,
Simple advice that you would like to give out the women out there, what would it be?
so when you get into a startup, you come out of the shell because if you have continued a product for 5 years, then the claim cannot be rejected. People are not aware.
Hi, I am Muskan Kapoor, and today I'm speaking with someone who did not just spot an everyday frustrating life problem, but also decided to build a blueprint for it. That is, the insurance grievances. So today, joining us is a very special guest, Miss Shilpa Arora. She's the co-founder and COO at Insurance Samadhan. Shilpa has more than 2 decades of experience in the industry, and she's someone who just decided that it was really time to stand by the people and not just the policies. Shilpa and her team at Insurance Samadhan has helped more than 18,000 people solve insurance problems, including denied claims, missold policies, delays, and many more. And through it all, the team have been building trust in an industry we had almost lost hope in. So today, thank you, Shilpa, for joining us. We'll begin our conversation. How are you doing
All
today?
good, Muskan. Thank you for this invite.
Great, thank you. Shilpa, you have been working in the insurance industry since years now, right? And today you are helping thousands of people. Like it's more, 18,000 is quite a big number
Yeah.
in today's time across India. Just asking from the early point of time, if your younger self could see you, what you are doing right now, would they have believed it? Or is there something that is the most surprising element that you discovered about yourself right now that you never imagined you'd be doing?
So younger Shilpa was very shy, quite kind of a girl who would not socialize much. Uh,
Or
so when you get into a startup, you come out of the shell because you lead it. You have to do the
yeah.
networking, you have to do all the talking, convincing. So yes, I could never imagine myself, even doing this discussion with you. I was so shy. In my school, nobody would ever know that Shilpa exists. So that kind of silence I had in my younger age.
Hmm. So it's been a journey from introvert to extrovert in a really good
Extrovert,
way.
yeah.
That's really good. Okay, to begin with, let's just rewind a bit to your personal journey. You had a very steady and successful corporate career in your life. What actually made you to step away from something so stable, so steady, and just started from scratch? We have heard that there definitely might have been instances that made you think, okay, you want to start something on your own. Was there any personal experience involved just for you that just triggered the moment, okay, now I want to start?
So in the corporate life, whatever success you get is basically you're working for someone else. So as you said, I had a very
Hmm.
successful career. I was amongst the top
Yeah.
2% of the performer. I would lift
Hmm.
awards every year, incentives, everything was just coming. So initially you feel happy about it. but at one point of time
Hmm.
you feel that what is it? I mean, how much do you want to, get those trophies
For
home?
how long?
And at one
Hmm.
point of time, I actually threw all of them out of my house. And I thought that,
Uh,
okay, something I should do for myself, not for others. I mean, this is
hmm.
something that I should be able to create rather than giving ideas to other to implement and bring success to another company. Why not
Right.
for self? So that was a
Hmm.
turning point. I mean, it was becoming too much. Success was there. How
Hmm.
much do you want? So creativity is
Hmm.
something that I was looking at. Like do something for myself.
Right. Yeah. To stand on your own, that's definitely a great feeling to have at the end of the
Yes,
day.
yes.
Also, we have seen that among your co-founders, you are the only woman in the team.
Yeah.
How did how does that feel like in an everyday life or overall, be it at work and stuff, decision making concept? Does that impact your leadership or how you handle the team? Are there any like challenges involved or something like that?
So basic challenges do exist for a woman. You have responsibilities at home. Uh, you
Hmm.
can't get you can't delegate certain things to others. Though I try to build an
Okay.
ecosystem around me with helps available, but still there
Hmm.
are certain things that you just can't delegate. Unlike the male counterpart who just come to the
Hmm.
office and work, and they don't have anything to
Hmm.
give back to their kids, like give back to their kids, no, means they don't
Hmm.
have much
Right.
responsibility in terms of raising the kids,
Yeah.
taking care of the
Understandable.
elders at
Hmm.
home.
Hmm.
So that
Hmm.
differentiation is there. So yesterday I was also reading a survey which said that women spend 4 hours every day more than the 8 hours in the office and
Mm,
4 hours
yeah.
more because they have to
More.
something
Yeah.
unpaid work that they are doing back home.
Hmm.
So you start your day early, you end your day late.
Yeah.
Also, I have seen that in decision making, also it becomes very difficult to explain because
Hmm.
women come with a lot of empathy, understanding,
Right.
and the male counterpart sometimes may be aggressive. Uh,
Hmm.
maybe too much of work alcoholic, they will not
Yeah.
understand a human prospect.
Hmm.
So having both a combination of male and female I think would lead to more success because you bring empathy in the system, whereas they bring
Definitely.
discipline and other stuff needed to run the, so it's like running a family
Hmm.
at workspace.
Yeah. The combination works well,
I
basically.
think yes, it is required. Otherwise, it will be I may be too empathetic, the other may be too disciplined. So it's a balance, a fight that happens, and then we
Hmm.
arrive at a balanced situation.
Right. Just out of curiosity, when you just mentioned ki, okay, that's how it works in the office dynamics. It's just a naive question, maybe. Ki, has it ever happened to you? For example, ki, you guys are sitting in an office and somebody came up with a complaint or something, and you were there, and they were like, I want to speak to somebody else. Does that happen in that industry, considering from the investor point of view as well and from the customer point of view as well? Ki, if you guys are pitching to any investor, does that happen ki they trust more when a male founder is involved?
So I would say maybe I think a combination is working though.
Hmm.
So they also look at the trust factor a
Yeah.
woman bring to the table. So I do not have any
Hmm. Hmm.
instance wherein I only presented. So we always went together.
Yes, ma'am.
We
Hmm.
always pitched together. So I think that benefit
Hmm.
come as a woman because investor would view you as serious, and inputs are
Hmm.
viewed very seriously if a woman is speaking. So that difference is there
Yeah.
versus just the men. So
Hmm.
it's like a balance thing
Hmm.
there as well as you are pitching to the investors. And as far as customers are concerned, we
Hmm.
do not have a walk-in facility. It's a technology platform.
Hmm.
People come and talk to us. There also, I think a
Yeah.
woman would be preferred. I think so. If
Preferred, I
a
think. Yeah.
walk-in, because
Over
we would
there. Yeah.
understand with we have better listening skills,
Hmm.
as to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Just from pitching, I just remember you guys went to Shark Tank India in the very first season, actually.
Yes.
All three of you went. I saw the pitch. It was very interesting. So, how was that experience like for you all? Because it's the very first season. Nowadays, so people know, okay, this is what happens. How was it preparing and what it felt when you guys were on that stage, actually? Like, what were going on in your heads and hearts, heart beating fast, or anything like that?
So, as I said, I was a shy person. I never wanted to go to Shark Tank. When this
Yeah.
opportunity came, so I told my co-founder Deepak and Ravi that you two go. Why do you want me to go?
You
And I
guys know.
don't like this show, and I don't like going,
Hmm.
live on TV. So they insisted and
Hmm.
convinced me that a woman factor does play a role and you must come along.
Must be.
So we went. There were multiple rounds of selection, starting from submitting your
Okay.
documents to calling you for the first round, and
Hmm.
then the Bombay shoot happened. It was a beautiful experience because we thought it's all scripted, but it was not. Only 30
Hmm.
seconds
Hmm.
first line was what was scripted and practiced, and rest was
Hmm.
all live.
Scripted.
I mean, the questions were coming, and
Hmm.
we were answering on the go. But we had divided the work very clearly. That question related to
Hmm.
operations, I would answer. Any decision
Hmm.
related to investment would be taken by CEO, who
Hmm.
is Deepak. So you would see him more talking,
Hmm.
and all
Yeah.
the technology related
Yes.
would be answered by Ravi. So we were very clear on these aspects that nobody would jump into any
Hmm.
question. Only to their domain they would
Hmm.
restrict. So we also have this
All right.
clear understanding amongst us that I handle the operations, Ravi
Hmm.
handles the technology, and Deepak is the CEO. Then we have Sanjay who handles the legal part. We meet, but we
Hmm.
don't interfere or get too much into each other's work.
In each other's role.
Yeah, so that space is there. So which was also there in Shark Tank. And the day Shark Tank was
Hmm.
telecasted, so I remember it was 25th of January. And that night we called all our relatives
Hmm.
home. My parents were there because they were also proud. So they came, and we just started watching the series, and our number flashed
Hmm.
initially. When the number flashed, we started
Hmm.
receiving calls. So entire team was taking calls in since the start till 2 3 a.m. We were
Hmm.
receiving even international calls of people blessing us, and they were saying that this is the need. And were talking about their own
Hmm.
stories and struggle with insurance claim, mis-selling, and all. 26th, we actually had to open the office and be there, which was not allowed
Hmm.
because the number of calls were huge. So we
Huh.
had calls almost for a week, and then and within
Hmm.
this week we had to hire people because we were not ready for that scale up.
Oh.
We had no
Hmm.
experience of what will happen out of Shark Tank. We were not even sure whether the telecast would happen or not.
Hmm.
So we had to hire people immediately. But good thing about Shark Tank was that people reached out to us. They wanted to be associated with the cause.
Hmm.
So very good hiring happened. So for a startup, the major thing is
Hmm.
how to attract employees, how to build trust amongst the customers and the people who are applying. So Shark Tank did help
Hmm.
in bridging this. We could get very good employees in within a week or 10 days,
Hmm.
and our customer trust also grew because they saw us on the TV. They saw all three of us
Hmm.
who is representing Insurance Samadhan. So that was great, and our business grew the day it was telecasted, and it's a success story after Shark Tank.
Definitely sounds like a full-on blessing that Shark Tank season
Yes,
one.
yes. For a person who did not want to go to a person who is now pro Shark Tank.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody who was nervous or don't you didn't even want to
Yeah,
go, and it turned out to be so well. That's just life. Ki it just happens all the time. Ki when you least expect it, some things like that just happen that
happens.
makes you believe in miracles. Actually,
Absolutely.
yeah. So your company has actually because they have picked a very dead end sort of a problem. So I think that must have been a cause of relatability for everyone. Because the moment somebody gets okay, the insurance is denied, the claim is denied, they just sit down कि अब तो कुछ नहीं कर
True.
सकते हैं. तो to let them know कि okay, there is an afterlife उसके बाद भी कि आप कुछ कर सकते हो. You have somebody कि you can call and they will help you out. That's a very good thing, I think, to find that problem and that is so niche oriented and so not talked about.
Yes.
So that was a great thing about that.
Thank you.
So from your journey, you guys deal with so many insurance complaints every day. If you have to list down like top 3 4 complaints that you are still coming up with nowadays? कि you think कि okay अभी के time तक तो लोगों को इतना समझ आ जाना चाहिए था, but still they are facing the most common ones.
It's increasing only. I mean, no amount of awareness is actually helping because insurance itself is a complex product, and people
Hmm.
don't understand while buying. It's more like, we have seen, it's more like
Yeah.
obligatory. You know, a banker, you buy, you
Hmm.
have an advisor who suggests, and you just sign the proposal form, give the check without understanding what the product is. So we are still seeing a lot of mis-selling happening, which is happening via bank to elderly population. They know the amount in your bank, and when you
Hmm.
go for an FD, they would suggest, why take an FD? Take this insurance, which has better returns.
It
And
is
yeah, most people in India do not understand that once you pay the premium, you commit to pay regularly. If you
Mhm.
don't pay the premium regularly, the
Yeah,
money becomes zero, or until it acquires a surrender value, which is
zero.
very low. So people feel that I'm giving to, say,
Hmm.
SBI Life, my money is safe. Even if I don't
Hmm.
pay the next year, at least they will not make it zero. So that comes as a shocker to
Hmm.
most people the next year, that
Yeah.
it has become zero. I would not get anything if I don't continue to
Hmm.
pay. So this awareness is
Hmm.
not there still, that insurance is a regular commitment product and not something that you invest now and can withdraw the next year or after 3 years. It does not work like that. In health insurance, we
Hmm.
are seeing a lot of claim rejection, which is primarily due to
Hmm.
non-disclosures. And non-disclosure happens, you tell your
Okay.
agent, I have diabetes, and he would say, no, 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 don't disclose because you may not
Okay.
get insurance. कोई बात नहीं, आप hospital में
Yeah.
मत बोलना. Now the hospitalization
Hmm.
happens and you are critical. You would tell everything to the doctor. You won't
Yeah.
remember the insurance product and what the
Yeah.
advisor advised you. You have to tell you have
Hmm.
diabetes because you are going for a surgery.
Hmm.
They have to plan accordingly, and you have to tell the tenure also. You can't hide. So that casualness is there
Hmm.
amongst the policyholder, that they go by the word of the advisor and they don't fill the proposal form. Uh, so
Hmm.
that leads to claim rejection at the later stage of life. Even they don't understand the product. So we have developed this product called Know Your Policy based on the experience that we have of
Hmm.
claim rejection. Most
Hmm.
people do not
Hmm.
understand the coverages in their insurance policy. There may be a room rent
Yeah.
capping, which can lead to
Hmm.
deductible. So yesterday only I was seeing a LinkedIn post for a maternity claim where the lady is saying, I just took a
Hmm.
higher category room. Now, why are you paying 50% to me?
Hmm.
So she's not realizing that it's her fault, that she did not understand the product, well, and took a higher
Oh,
category room.
okay.
There are products which have sublimits on cancer treatment. Now, cancer is becoming a
Hmm.
household kind of problem in India.
Hmm.
So, if you may have a 10 lakh policy, but your cancer treatment may have a limit of 2 lakh, 2.5 lakhs. So, you may feel I have 10 lakh, but it's not true. So, people are not even
Oh.
aware that there are sublimits into the product. So, we are trying to solve this because
Hmm.
these are things we can't help. A rejection, genuine
Hmm.
rejection, we can help you represent.
That you
But
can.
if you don't understand the terms and conditions of the product and you have bought a product, now nothing can be done.
Hmm.
If you have not declared, if you don't know the sublimit, if you don't know the room rent capping and a deduction has happened, you have signed in for those
Hmm.
terms and conditions, and that's an agreement that you have done. So there we can't help.
That's
So
just how
rejections
people
are
fall.
happening, and I think people are not aware of their rights also. So if I look at health
Hmm.
insurance, there is a waiting period of 3 years. There's another interesting clause in insurance, which is for the policyholder protection, is called as moratorium period. So if you have continued a product for
Okay.
5 years, then the claim cannot be
Hmm.
rejected. But people are not aware.
Okay.
So these are the things we want to educate and tell people, that be aware
Hmm.
of what you are taking. It's actually a protection for your family. You have
Hmm.
bought a protection, not an investment. Whether it is
Hmm.
life, health,
Definitely.
general, it is a protection product. It's not something that it's going to give
Hmm.
you a lot of returns. For returns, you can go to mutual
Hmm.
funds and other bonds or whatever, but this is a mere protection for your family, so you must be aware.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Because as a layman, to be very honest, I don't think people have awareness. They'll definitely think, okay, I have paid the price for 2 years. So even if I stop, I'll just get my money back
Yeah,
somehow.
that's what we are experiencing, that there is lack of awareness.
If like for example somebody is buying a policy, let's say health insurance, okay, what do you think they must like check off the boxes ki these has to be there before buying one, ki what should be there aware of? Like for example, I'm buying a health insurance policy because they give me a, if I'm taking it manually or going offline, so they'll give me a booklet of like good 7 8 pages ki isme sab
Hmm.
hai, and as a normal Indian consumer
I
I
know.
don't think I'd read
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So, are there any top things that I must consider before like signing it off कि okay I'm buying it कि ये चीजें definitely हैं, तो at least I'm good to go.
So basically, it should not have a room rent capping. Uh, because in
Hmm.
cities like Delhi, metros, wherever, there is no starting range of 5,000 rupees for the room. Okay, for a 5 lakh policy, the
Hmm.
average
Hmm.
insurance in India for health is 5. So in 5,000, you won't get a
Hmm.
room. It will always be higher, so you will
Okay.
have to pay out of pocket
Hmm.
expenses because of the deductible element. Then look at the sublimits.
Hmm.
There are sublimits on, as I said, cancer treatment, which is monoclonal antibodies, immunotherapies. Then there are robotic surgeries. There are certain radiations which are given via robotics. There are knee
Hmm.
surgeries
Hmm.
now which are performed by robotics. There are
Yeah.
hip replacement surgeries which are performed via robotics. So there can be a limit in your
Hmm.
policy for robotic surgery. There can be a limit in intravitreal injection, which is a product which is used for retina treatment. Okay, so the kind of lifestyle
Hmm.
now we are living, where we are exposed to so much of laptops, mobile all the time,
Screens,
the
yeah.
retina is going to get weaker, and we are also a diabetic
Yeah.
capital soon. So with
Hmm.
diabetes and this combination, retina does get damaged. So you need those. So you may need those injections. So there are set of modern therapies. Modern therapies means all the
Hmm.
advanced therapies. They may have a sublimit in your
Hmm.
product. So try that. There is should not be a sublimit in the product. And look at the
Hmm.
exclusion. What kind of
Hmm.
exclusion your product
Okay.
has. And most important thing is the nearby hospital, is your preferred hospital in the network list. If it is not
Hmm.
in the network
Right.
list, you have to pay from your pocket and then file a reimbursement and then justify that why did you go there, why did you not go to the network
Hmm.
hospital. So check which your favorite doctor maybe, and
Hmm.
your favorite hospital where one want to get the treatment done,
Hmm.
whether that product is
Right.
covered under your health insurance network list or not. Otherwise it becomes useless, you'll have to file a reimbursement. So these are the things, and for
Okay.
this we have developed this product, know your policy. If person cannot
Hmm.
understand, they just upload, and that
Hmm.
will trigger all the things that your policy is lacking here,
Oh,
lacking here, and this is how the ideal policy should look like. And then you may decide to port in the same company a better product, or another company which offers all the benefits that you may need it.
that's a great tool to have because I think for be it younger generations and especially the elder generations, for everyone, because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna read the entire
Nobody
terms and
would read, and
conditions.
nobody understands. So when I did a survey with people,
हाँ,
I talk about this robotic surgery. So people were like, robot से हम surgery नहीं कराएंगे, हमें नहीं चाहिए. Sorry, robotic surgery does
right.
not mean that a robot is doing a surgery. It's an advanced, it's a
हाँ,
precise surgery,
hmm,
precise radiation, which is done via robotic, but the
hmm,
doctor is doing it. So that awareness of medical is also missing in the people, that नहीं 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 हम तो normally कराएंगे.
hmm. करेंगे। हाँ, ऐसा नहीं है कि रोबोट पे ट्रस्ट, इट इज़ सिमिलर टू लेज़र ओनली, जैसे पहले करना पड़ता
Yes.
था। देयर आर सो मेनी ऑपरेशंस दैट आर गेटिंग डन बाय
Yeah,
लेज़र्स। तो इट इज़ लाइक रोबोटिक में वही है कि ऐसा तो नहीं होएगा कि डॉक्टर कहेंगे कि हाँ, रोबोट कर रहा है, तब तक हम बाहर वेट कर
नहीं
रहे
ऐसा
हैं।
नहीं होता, वही समझाना पड़ता है कि these are all like
हुँ,
high precision surgeries, and these are non-invasive kind of surgery. With one hole the surgery is done and the discharge is faster. So these are latest
हुँ,
technology, you just can't discard, and that's the way forward. So you have to have those coverages. You can't go trust the conventional way and leave it there. Medical advancement is
या
happening, newer things are coming, modern therapies are increasing.
डेफिनिटली।
There is cancer research on new drugs are coming which are expensive, and if there is a
हुँ,
sublimit, then
Yeah.
the policy will not help.
You cannot help.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys must be having everyday cases. It can be so much because it puts you in a place ki kabhi aisa bhi case aa sakta hai that just stays with you, and there are sometimes bizarre cases. Have you ever had some cases that just stuck with you? Like it can be something that made you actually laugh, or it can be also something that just hit you ki oh my god, this is what is happening around. It
I
can be
think
anything
there are
like that.
two such cases. So one was a case of a young baby. After
Hmm.
6 7 months, the baby was diagnosed with cancer, and they were coming from some remote area, and the claim got
Hmm.
rejected, and the father could not start afford or start the treatment very well. He was taking loan, and he was very disturbed, crying that he wants to save the baby. So we helped him in that case, and then the case got resolved. And cancer, as you know, is a long journey. It's not that first surgery,
Long
first chemo you are
process.
through. It takes year, 2 years, 5 years also of the journey. So when we resolved and the baby got the treatment and the baby survived, we were very glad. The other story where we lost basically. So
Hmm.
one elderly person reached out to us, and he was sold a lot of product, about 50 60 lakhs of insurance. So entire retirement amount was
Okay.
gone, and he had taken loan from people. While we started helping
Hmm.
him, and he got started getting money also, but still he committed suicide
Hmm.
because it was
Hmm.
it is a long journey to resolve. Also, you don't get money
Yeah.
in the first go. You may have to,
Hmm.
write to the company, and then move to IRDA, and then move to ombudsman. So there is a complete process,
Hmm.
which can be sometimes very long also. So in the small
Hmm.
journey, he committed suicide, and we got to know from his son, and we were like devastated that we were
Hmm.
helping, we were there. Why could not he
Yeah.
hold for some time? But I think the pressure of paying back the loan was so
Hmm.
high that this person committed suicide, and we are still helping the son to get the money. Uh, but these are certain
Hmm.
stories which really hit you.
Yeah, that I think that's a pretty big one that just stays with you,
Yes,
kind of a
yeah.
thing.
There are
That's
many.
great.
I mean,
Hmm.
so when we work,
Yeah, I cannot even
it's like
imagine.
a blessing. Every day we get so much of blessing from people who
Hmm.
are unable to get treatment, or the money was gone in terms of
Yeah.
mis-selling, or a death claim was not paid. Some people were losing their house because home loan was attached to an insurance product. Father died, and uh, the house was going, and we could save it. So these stories obviously brings a lot of blessings every day to us.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. You are literally helping people in a place ki jahan par they are
Yeah.
helpless. They have reached a dead end. They are calling the companies. They are not answering because they know now everything has gone. They have nowhere else to look up to. And it's a great thing you guys are doing. And especially on a lighter note, I really like that know your policy tool, which is absolutely amazing. I think for any person, it's like, क्योंकि honestly, if I'll think about even myself, I remember I got a 7 8 pager and my father gave it to me कि इसमें है आपकी पॉलिसी पढ़ लेना. I remember not reading
Nobody
it.
would read it. We have also not read it. Yeah.
Yeah, because definitely. And when the time comes, तो we are not aware कि क्या करना है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. I think that's how
There are
companies
certain
also
other
sometimes
things
play with
that
the
you
customers.
have in the product which company never reminds you. Like you are paying for a health checkup, you're paying for a
Hmm.
vaccination. So
Hmm.
we open that up also, that you have a health checkup, go ahead and take. It's a preventive way to know your body better,
Yeah.
and that's covered in your product. Why not take a flu vaccine? Why not take preventive
Hmm.
vaccination for your parents, for yourself, so that in the season you don't suffer. So these are there,
Hmm.
but we need to unfold it for you.
So, like for example, if we see even today, India has very low insurance penetration. Ki people are still not buying insurances or like that. Do you think are there misconceptions among people's mind that just stop them from buying one?
I think a survey was done by local circle where the
Hmm.
trust factor is missing. So when they did a survey, People said that they're not sure whether the claim would come through. So why buy an insurance?
Okay.
That experience was not there. So
Hmm.
that is one reason, and
So
probably
there is.
we are not able to sell the product well. I think, as a preventive thing, we are looking at this product as
Right.
an investment, which is not. And I've heard people say 3 साल से प्रीमियम दे रहा हूँ, मैंने तो कभी क्लेम ही नहीं लिया. I mean, I would say it's good. You are actually
Right.
donating rather than mandir. You are
Right.
donating to a pool of
Mm.
unhealthy people. Somebody is using that money to get the treatment. So insurance is not very well understood. It's a pool of money which the insurance company create, and they pay the claims out of that pool. So I think it's good that I'm not
Mm.
taking any claim. I don't need to take any claim in my life, but I'm
Yeah.
contributing to somebody who is unwell, somebody who needs that money, basically. So thought
Mm.
needs to be changed around insurance.
And at the same time, you're helping others and also creating a safety net for yourself. Ki God forbid, if something happens, you also have something to fall back to.
True, true, true.
I think there is so lack of trust and lack of this kind of awareness that's basically stopping people actually.
Yes.
So I'll just shift our focus to the a little bit of the younger generations, the talk of the town, the Gen Zs. If we look at them, yeah, because now Gen Zs are coming into the workforces. They have started to earn. They are in their early 20s. But the moment they start working, they get their first paycheck, they already have their buying list ready. I want to buy a new phone, a pair of shoes, etc. And insurance is never on their list. Do you think when as a let's say 22 or 23-year-old thinks ki, okay, I'll just buy an insurance in 30s because right now I'm healthy, I do not need anything, it's not my priority. Do you think there is a cost that they'll have to pay actually when they delay it so much? What consequences they might have to
So
face?
consequences is for everyone. If you're not buying
Mm.
when you're healthy, you cannot buy when
Hmm.
you are unhealthy. Insurance
Basic.
is as simple as that. So you only buy insurance when you're healthy. The premiums are low. Once you're detected with
Hmm.
diabetes, hypertension, which is common lifestyle disorder, even dyslipidemia, high cholesterol, and all. So this is a common scenario. Lifestyle issues are increasing in India. So once you're diagnosed, getting an insurance policy itself becomes tough, and also the
Hmm.
premium would be higher. So it's best to buy when you are healthy. And as I said, if
Hmm.
you pay 5 years, your claim is
Hmm.
indisputable, and you have that protection,
Hmm.
moratorium period applies. So then you have a complete safety net that, okay, now nothing would happen,
Hmm.
no claim can be denied. No, I'm protected. So, in fact,
Hmm.
I read that Gen Z is more pro insurance. They are looking at term. So, they are not buying the endowment. They understand the importance of term.
Hmm.
They are not looking
Yeah.
insurance as an investment product. So, that way, I'm
Hmm.
happy with this Gen Z thought that so our generation would not buy term insurance because they never believe that they will
Hmm.
die. Early death
Yeah.
never comes to your mind. You always
Hmm.
want to save and for the child wedding and education. But Gen Z is looking at term. Gen Z is not looking at children education, that they have to marry
Hmm.
their children. They're not looking at that
Yeah.
investment product, which is good.
Hmm.
That saving you can do
Yeah.
otherwise as well. And they're looking at health insurance as well. So these two products,
Hmm.
term and health insurance, are very critical. And I think Gen Z is
Hmm.
understanding these products much better than any other generation.
Oh, that's great. So it's like for anybody ranging between, let's say, 25 to 35, must-haves would definitely include a health insurance, term
Term insurance.
insurance. Are there anything else that they should look for? Once, because when they are in between the age group of this 25 to 35, so this is the time people start thinking ki nahi, insurance is a must. So are there any proper types that you would recommend that are
So vehicle
must-haves for them?
insurance so is compulsory, so you would buy that. You can also look at property
Hmm.
insurance with the kind of calamities
Hmm.
that are happening all around.
Yeah.
It's a very low cost thing, so you protect your property by buying a property insurance. Personal accident is another product that one must look at because
Hmm.
accidents are also increasing. That also gives a
Hmm.
kind of protection. And if you can look at critical illness products, so critical illness products are products where you get a lump sum money once a critical illness is detected. Say, for example, we are talking
mm,
about cancer, which is common. Once the cancer is detected, you get a lump sum payout of 20, 30 lakhs depending on the policy that you have taken. Now, cancer treatment, it's
okay.
not just the hospital, it's also at
Mm,
home. You need to get best of the food. You may need an attendant at that point
yeah.
of time to handle the
Mm,
chaos. So you may need a in-house, arrangement, uh, a
mm,
bed, another thing which is medical thing. So
mm,
these
mm,
critical illness claim amount does help in such cases. So you don't have to do out of pocket
mm.
expenses. You have a lump sum money and you can spend on
Okay.
caretaking of the patient.
Mm,
Because in
mm.
health insurance, what you will get is only what is spent at the time of hospitalization.
At hospital.
But these are like long
So this is yeah,
critical illness. So all
critical health
yeah,
insurance.
after
Okay.
a bypass surgery also a rest is recommended. You may not get the salary, you need a caretaker to
Mm,
take care of you, so all those
yeah.
expenses are covered if you have a critical illness
Mm,
product as an add-on.
okay. Yeah. So there are these 4, 5
I
types
would
that
say
people
term and
must
health
look for.
first. And then if you can get a
First, first thing first.
first
Yeah.
thing first, term and health. So
Mm,
as soon as you start earning, have a
mm,
term insurance to protect your income
mm,
for the family, and have a health insurance, which is very important because you get insurance when you're healthy.
mm,
Just remember that.
mm. Okay, that's a great insight for the younger, newer generation that the must-haves they should have. Now just zooming out a bit with the industry challenges kind of a thing. If we are seeing nowadays that AI is a buzzword for everyone. So there are so many AI generated frauds now happening, especially in the financial services areas, deep fakes, people are getting fake calls. Does any recent case or something are that happening in the insurance industry up until now? And do you think there are certain things people should be cautious of key so that they do not fall into a trap like that?
Now, not the AI fraud, but telecalling
Hmm.
fraud is happening. So there are calls, maybe an AI, I'm not
Hmm.
very sure. So if you
Hmm.
search for a
Yeah.
loan on the
Hmm.
on your Google or wherever, immediately after
Hmm.
some time you'll get a call from a telecaller saying that we
Hmm.
will provide you loan with 0%
Hmm.
interest. So all you have to do is buy a
Hmm.
life insurance. So for example, you need a 10 lakh loan.
Hmm.
They would say, okay, you buy a life insurance for 1 lakh a year and pay for 10 lakhs.
Hmm.
And this policy will be assigned to
Okay.
the person who is company which is giving you loan. Generally, they
Hmm.
take name of Bajaj Finance,
Hmm.
which is the biggest one, and they are
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
suffering because of this kind of
Hmm.
fraud. So they'll give you a
Hmm.
letter also from Bajaj that your loan is approved. You just have to buy an insurance product. So when you buy the insurance product, they
Okay.
will buy some time. So there's a free look period of 30 days where you can return the product. So they'll do a time pass for 30 days where they'll say, ho raha hai process, this document, that document. After 30 days is passed, this person vanishes. Now your money is gone and you
Hmm.
don't get a loan also.
Oh,
So this is one kind of fraud that is happening in life insurance. The other kind of fraud
hmm.
is that you did not continue the product, paid one premium, maybe two premium, and then
Hmm.
there is no surrender value in the first 2 years.
Discontinued.
So you
Hmm.
discontinued. So you may get a call saying that
Hmm.
I am calling from IRDA, I am calling from Bima Bharosa, Ombudsman. So they will finance ministry, and this is we saw that आपने ये दो premium दिया था 2 lakh. Now some bonus is also attached
Hmm.
to it. We want to pay back because now government wants to pay
Hmm.
back the money. So you have to buy a one new product,
Hmm.
and this money will be transferred to the new product. So you buy the new product and they have all the data. They know which product you have bought. They
Hmm.
know they have that data with them. So
Hmm.
very convincing call that a person would receive. Once they buy a new product, 30 days, they will build up some story, and then nothing happens. You get another product that you may want to continue, you may not want to continue. So these are two types of fraud that is happening
Hmm.
in the life insurance.
In this.
In the
Yeah.
health insurance, a lot of fraud is
Hmm.
happening where there are gangs
Hmm.
who are buying insurance product in the name of cancer patient who are about to die, people have already died and
Okay.
they are buying insurance and doing fraudulent activity with the insurer. So
Hmm.
we also have to be very careful in picking up the case whether such category of people are not
Hmm.
reaching out to us because their paperwork is perfect. Catching the
Hmm.
paperwork is difficult. It's only when you get to know which
Yeah.
hospital is involved, you blacklist him, that time you realize,
Hmm.
oh my God, this is a scam happening around. So we do report to insurer also
Right.
that this is the scam that we are observing in this area, this hospital, or maybe this advisor is doing
Hmm.
something wrong. So these are the kind of things which are happening in the market.
All right. Speaking of the market, are there any trends or something that you are seeing coming up in the recent years in the insurance industry? Like something that you feel ki it is changing and you guys are also working in it, and how do you hope to play a part in that change?
So change wise, so I think Finance Ministry and IRDA are taking a lot of steps.
Hmm.
IRDA has laid down
Right.
2024 guidelines also for policyholder
Hmm.
protection, which can
Hmm.
solve for mis-selling, claim rejection, but yet to see
Hmm.
implementation. I sometimes find gap.
Hmm.
Uh, for
Hmm.
example, IRDA says that when you port a product from one company to another, all the benefits will move to the other company, which means your waiting period, whatever is waived off, your moratorium period, pre-existing whatever is
Hmm.
disclosed, everything will, all the benefits will go to the next company. It also mentions that all the bonus that you had accumulated in the previous policy should go to the new policy, but we are not seeing that happen.
All right. Yet.
Yeah. And last year you would have heard about this IRDA circular that senior
Hmm.
citizen uh, premium would not
Hmm.
increase. So we saw a jump in senior citizen
Yeah.
premiums of about 40-50% also on an annual basis, which was making them very
Hmm.
difficult to continue with the health insurance. So we were very happy with the
Yeah.
circular, but then we realized there's a gap.
Earlier
It
one.
was it was for new products, not the
Hmm.
old one. So old one continued to have
Okay.
increase,
Oh my
and
God.
if you buy a new one, then probably you are saved. So these are
Hmm.
things which there are guidelines, there are things which are happening, but a policy holder is not aware.
So on that note, like when we speak about changes and what might happen or not so happen in the future, are there any plans for Insurance Samadhan on plate? Like, are you guys on planning on to starting something new or working on spreading more awareness to the people? Anything that is happening that you guys are doing or so?
So our primary work is grievance resolution. So mis-selling, claim rejection,
Hmm.
delay, short
Hmm.
settlement. This is our core
Yeah.
business, and we continue to do for across life, health, and general
Hmm.
insurance for car, motor, everything we are doing. Besides that, we have built this product called Know Your Policy. So know your policy. We
Hmm.
want to reach. So we are trying to reach out to hospitals where actually the problem happens. We could crack one or two
Hmm.
hospitals, but still a long way to go. So we are saying that when the person reaches the hospital, at least that time you know the coverages, so that you don't mess around with your room rent capping. And if the robotic surgery
Hmm.
is partially covered, then go for conventional so that your out of pocket expenses
Right.
reduces. So we are going to hospitals.
Hmm.
uh, we are being reached out
Hmm.
by pharma companies and doctors also. So I'm doing certain sessions for doctors and TPA desks. And I realized that hospital
Hmm.
TPA desks are also not aware, which was a shocker to me, that a
Yeah.
policy holder is going to the TPA desk of the hospital, and if these people are
Hmm.
not equipped with the insurance knowledge, then there is a problem. So they are doing more like a
Hmm.
postman job, so sending the documents from here to the insurer, and then whatever come, they don't care, they are
Hmm.
not aware of the policyholder rights. So I want to go there, and
Hmm.
when I'm doing the session, I'm really enjoying that. Maybe they would be
Hmm.
able to help somewhere, uh, the patient who needs those treatment. We have seen people who have not started the treatment yet because cashless has been rejected. So this is an
Hmm.
area where we would like to help in the cashless
Right.
also. Why after the rejection?
Hmm.
Why not at the time of hospitalization? If we can help there and add value, this is one area that I am trying to explore. We are also looking at MECT, which is Motor Accident Tribunal claims, which is
Okay.
also in the court, and their lawyers are charging as high as 40-50% from the claimant. So we are trying to bring that down, whatever 15% we charge. So we want to cap it to 15% and help them via technology. So that is another area
Hmm.
that we are looking at. Also, we
Hmm.
realize that only 38% of people actually file the reimbursement. So in the insurance, there is a pre uh, 60 days
Hmm.
to 90 days. You have a pre
Hmm.
reimbursement phase where whatever expenses you have done before the hospitalization are
Hmm.
covered, and after your discharge there may be 90 days to 180 days of coverage. So whatever
Hmm.
medicines you are
Hmm.
buying, whatever hospital visit, whatever diagnostics is happening is covered. So people are not aware, they don't
Hmm.
file it. So we have built a product for that also, health claim reimbursement, in our app. So you just have to upload your
Hmm.
policy document, discharge summary, and it will
Hmm.
automatically fill, and the bills you submit, and our team will help you fill the form completely and just submit and take that claim.
Okay. That's
So
good.
we are servicing the policy holder. We don't intend to sell, and we
Hmm.
will
Hmm.
not sell. The scope is very
Hmm.
large in servicing side, and I think this would continue
Yeah.
because as I said, it's a technical product. You can't expect everyone to, though
Hmm.
people say be aware,
Okay.
buyer be aware, but technicalities is
Hmm.
little difficult to even I may
Yeah.
understand at the point of buying a product, but my claim may happen
Hmm.
20 years down the line, so
Yeah. What's the
then
point?
when I'm in the hospital, I'm not aware, I have forgotten, I don't
Hmm.
know. I may be very participative
Yeah.
now and remember, make my notes,
Hmm.
but claim
Hmm.
can come anytime in the life. And then you are again
Definitely.
at zero level. Somebody needs
Hmm.
had that hand holding as well at that point of time.
Yeah. It's a very good thing because you are actually helping the people at a time where they need actually someone the
Yes,
most and where they actually need the hand holding. And it's a great thing that somebody decided to took this problem out for especially the Indians and make them help somewhere, because when you are stressed, that's the only thing that you look for. You really need someone to help you out of that situation, क्योंकि बाद में तो प्रैक्टिकलिटी आ ही जाएगी. You will get अच्छा मेरी गलती थी किसकी थी, but at that moment you really need someone.
absolutely.
And it's great that you guys decided to just took this up and help people out loud like this.
Right.
So as like we are nearing towards the end of a conversation, I'll just come back to you a little bit. You do not come from a very finance or tech background, I'd say, since your college or anything. So, like, if you had to give advice to the fellow women out there who might be thinking, ki, okay, I didn't study finance, I didn't study tech, what should I do? Ki main to in short tech or anywhere, I cannot enter, I cannot even help. So, if there is a good, simple advice that you would like to give out the women out there, what would it be?
See, Muskan, you have to study. So it's not that
Hmm.
if I was not aware. So initially, what happened is on the financial part, since I come from a science background, for insurance, I have done the study. I have
Yeah.
done associate from Insurance Institute of
Hmm.
India, which is a
Yes.
very good qualification.
Hmm.
But when it came to
Hmm.
finance, how finance work,
Hmm.
what is a term sheet? When you're talking to investor,
Yeah.
you cannot be blank. What is EBITDA? Because these are
Blank.
things that
Hmm.
were new to me. I did not understand
Hmm.
very frankly. So I had to
Yeah.
learn it. I did a course. Uh, when technology came, I had issues understanding my
Hmm.
technology team, what they are talking. So I did a product
Hmm.
management course for a year. I learned the
Hmm. Yes.
technology terms, what they are
Hmm.
talking, and I'm still doing a
Hmm.
management course from IIM Calcutta. Every
Hmm.
Sunday, I spend 4 hours to 5 hours studying. I give my exams,
Nice.
and that does help. Uh, because for
Hmm.
women to get that footprint into the
Hmm.
startup world,
Right.
you have to acquire knowledge. You otherwise nobody will take you seriously. It will be another
Hmm.
showpiece sitting besides you. So you need all those skills to talk. and all that knowledge you have to
Hmm.
understand. Even I did digital marketing because for me, I come from a
Hmm.
background where conventional marketing was there, digital was something new. So how do I talk to the agency?
Hmm.
What are they talking? So you have to learn all those
Hmm.
terminologies and skills, so that you can talk
Hmm.
and build the business. So in a startup world,
Hmm.
you need all the skills. You cannot
Hmm.
have one skill and sit on it. uh, Go
Hmm.
on acquiring as much as you can and as and when needed.
So basically, we got it. Is key. The key is to keep on learning, no matter what.
I think it's more in this current era that things are changing
Hmm.
so fast. Like for know your policy,
Fast.
we are always questioned why not chat GPT.
Hmm. Because yeah, every time nowadays, so you need anything, you go to ChatGPT. कि, okay, why would I need anything?
Yes, yes, but they are not,
So
that
it's
is
also
also
very
not showing the
important.
correct information, thankfully.
Yeah, that is the thing. Kyuki, and it can happen. Sometime it might give right information, let's say to one person, they'll start believing कि, okay, this is fine. ChatGPT works the
Yeah.
best. And the moment it flips, you do not even have somebody to go to कि अच्छा ऐसा हो
Hmm.
गया. Because ChatGPT ने बोला था तो मैंने ऐसा कर
कर
दिया.
दिया, हाँ.
You cannot go to any company and ask for anything
True,
just by saying this thing.
true.
So that is a definitely kind of a thing. Like and little advice on a note key if somebody is thinking of shifting from corporate to starting their own, what are the 2 to 3 good things that you would like to share, and 1 or 2 things that are challenging that women out there must be aware of? If they are ready for it, only then they should make a shift like that.
So mentally, you need to be prepared. It's a journey of
Hmm.
4 to 5 years, and there will be high
Hmm.
and low times both. Lows are higher, and you would always like to
Hmm.
go back to your corporate life
Corporate.
because that, as I said, that is easier. The income may fall
Hmm.
significantly because you don't get those increments anymore, you don't get those perks anymore. Uh, from a corporate life, I used to stay in 5 star to now in a room of 1,000, 2,000 rupees
Hmm.
because you now have to economize. You travel in auto, so you
Hmm.
go down to that level where you started your career. So be prepared for
Hmm.
that and set a goal for yourself, which is 4, 5 years, I will not complain. Whatever happens, 5 years is the run. I have to run. Even if the low comes, I'll again stand up and,
Hmm.
run for my idea and believe in your idea. That is more important, that have a very high belief. Like for us, the industries
Hmm.
said that this cannot happen. My father come from an insurance background.
Yeah.
He worked in
Okay.
entire life in insurance. He said, पागल हो गई है क्या? एक बार रिजेक्शन हो गया तो तू कौन है जो
Hmm.
निकाल लेगी पैसे. So even the family
Ah,
stood against कि
yes.
आप leaving your
Hmm.
job at this point of time when you have kids in the
Hmm.
college,
Kids, yeah.
and no trust from anywhere, from the insurance
Hmm.
companies when we
Hmm.
spoke, not possible to now. So we had a strong belief in the idea and we stood with each other.
Hmm.
And it is good to have co-founders.
Hmm.
Don't go for the show
Yeah.
alone, I would say, because
Yeah.
somebody with whom you can talk and
Hmm.
somebody who brings another skill. Like for me, my
Hmm.
CEO brings,
Right.
so I am a quiet kind, so he does the networking. He's the one who goes out,
Hmm.
he's the one who goes for the presentation. Maybe if I have to give 100 presentation, the kind of rejection that happens initially is very high. I may get demotivated. He
Hmm.
has the skill to continue. So have
Hmm.
contrasting skills which can build up, balance the personalities that
Hmm.
you have. So that is also important. The
Hmm.
co-founder should be good, should should
Hmm.
align with you.
Definitely. Yeah, because it's very important to bond one thing, and to have contrasting
Yes.
skills is also very important so that you guys can like get a full meal ready on the
if
plate.
I,
One is
if
bringing
I am
this, one
low,
is
then the
bringing
other
that.
person has to be high to pull me out of the
Yeah, I
situation. Yeah, you
definitely.
can't go back home and tell everything. You can't go back with all the
Right.
stress at home.
Hmm.
You'll have to go smiling back, but
Yeah,
all the stress needs to be handled by the co-founders. All those
co-founders.
days when
Yeah,
you do
this
not have
is the
money in
thing.
the account and the salaries have to go.
Hmm.
So you can only discuss with your
Yeah.
co-founder and not come back
Hmm.
with your family and tell them. So there will be various
Right.
phases in life where you think of important, the co-founder becomes very important.
very important. Yeah, because at the end of the day, when you are just logging off or something and you're stressed, so that's the only people you talk about कि अब क्या
सारा
करना है,
फाइट
ये तो आप ही सॉल्व करोगे,
सारा
बताओ
फाइट और
क्या
सारा
करें.
जो होता है ना दिल की बात कि क्या हो रहा है, दैट कैन
हाँ,
बी डन ओनली विद योर
वही.
co-founder. You can't talk to anyone else.
That's a good advice for somebody कि okay, always focus, don't go too solo. Uh, look for the co-founders, learnings, and most importantly, be willing to stay for at least good 4 5
Persistent,
years. Be
consistent.
patient.
That's
उससे पहले ऐसा नहीं है कि 3 महीने हुए कि अरे अभी तक तो
पैसे नहीं
कुछ
आ
नहीं
रहे,
हुआ,
पैसे
लेट
नहीं
मी
आ रहे,
गिव अप.
पैसे नहीं आएंगे.
हाँ, हाँ, कि अब मैं क्या करूँ, तो मैं छोड़ देती हूँ.
नहीं.
तो वो नहीं होना चाहिए. द कंसिस्टेंसी इज एक्चुअली द की बेसिकली, नो मैटर
Hmm.
व्हाट. दैट्स व्हाट शाइन्स.
Yes.
All right then. Before I let you go, just a couple of quick ones, like short, quick ones. I'll just hit you up with.
Okay.
If, like, what's something about Indian consumers, a quality or trait that you worry about or admire, I'd say. If you can give each for both.
Uh, they look at materialistic thing more. I mean, what is visible, they
Hmm.
buy. Uh,
Yeah.
and also with respect to well, I'm an insurance person,
Yeah.
so I think that
That's completely okay. Yeah.
I think that awareness part of what they need to do is actually missing. Consumer is more looking
Hmm.
at current and not the future, and more on materialistic things.
If you had, let's say, a good 100 crores or so to invest in the insurance industry or insurance space in some way or the other, what would be that one thing that you would like to build on a large scale or just change simply? Like if you had all the money in the world, what would you do?
Health insurance. So
For
I
all.
would like to have a good product and good service kind of a structure.
Hmm.
I don't want
Hmm.
anyone to not have their treatment going. So it is
Hmm.
painful when somebody says that I could not get my treatment because I did not have the money. Government is also chipping in, and I want to work around this area where health
Hmm.
is important and everyone should have the facility to take the treatment. So that area probably,
Hmm.
and along with preventive, whatever preventive work we
Okay.
can do. So even the Insurance Amendment Act is coming in July end,
Hmm.
which would have those
Right.
value added service, the health checkups. They would also
Hmm.
have other things for preventive
Hmm.
medicine, which is important. So
Hmm.
both preventive and treatment is where I would like to work.
If you had to convince a, let's say, 20-year-old, 22-year-old who has just started earning, and you want to convince that person to just buy an insurance first thing, and they are not thinking about it, what would you say?
Life, we talk about the value of a person. So value of a person is
Hmm.
calculated whatever annual salary you are getting multiply by 20 or 30
Hmm.
factor. So if I
Hmm.
get a say 5 lakh of salary, 5 lakh annually,
Hmm.
so 20 will be about a CR, 1 CR of
Hmm.
insurance, life insurance that one must have. So we always talk about that if
Hmm.
you are not there, if you are the bread earner, this is what you are going to generate
Hmm.
in the future. And by paying some 3 4 thousand rupees, you can protect that 1 crore.
Hmm.
At that young age,
Oh,
it's
okay.
very minor premium, 3,000,
Hmm.
4,000 for a term insurance. And that is just a
Hmm.
meal, maybe, you go with friends to a
Hmm.
pub and you pay
Friends, yeah.
3,000, 4,000, and this is a protection for your parents. I'm sure wife to
Hmm.
nahi hogi tab tak, but for the parents probably this is important. And health insurance
Hmm.
is simply that people do understand that there are problem, diabetes is increasing, hypertension, and these are leading to
Hmm.
various complications. Diabetes hit every
Hmm.
organ of your body, and you never know which organ will hit. So having that
Hmm.
health insurance will ensure that your savings are not wiped off, and you're able to get
Hmm.
that treatment for your parents and for yourself. If the treatment is required, you're not worried. There are other overhead
Right.
expenses as well, which obviously will run out of pocket, but at least the hospital part,
Hmm.
you don't have to worry, you don't have to borrow money. And how would you say in an emergency situation? I took my father to hospital, and immediately I was asked 5 lakh rupees deposit. Nobody
Hmm.
keeps 5 lakh money at our
In
account.
definitely.
We would have in mutual fund
Hmm.
shares or somewhere, and to
Hmm.
break that
Right.
takes time. So it's not instant. In
Yes,
mutual fund, it
definitely.
will take 1 2 days. Now this is an emergency.
Hmm.
My father actually had
Right.
stroke, and I
Hmm.
had to pay 5 lakh rupees to start the
Okay.
treatment. Otherwise, they will not do
Hmm.
the surgery. So you can
Stop.
explain certain scenarios that in an accidental situation,
Hmm.
what will you do? You, even if you have the money, you just can't withdraw
Hmm.
immediately and pay to the. So there, your health
Yeah.
insurance is only going to help you to at least
Comes into
start the
place.
treatment.
Hmm. Yeah, because at that moment, then you just get lost. कि भाई समझ ही नहीं आता आप
किसको
क्या कर
बोलोगे?
सकते हो because they have asked you एकदम से कि you have to submit 5
And
lakhs
you can't wait. In a case
एकदम
of stroke, I
हाँ
just can't wait. It's life
definitely
threatening. He would have gone if I would have
yeah.
not swiped the card, and
Hmm.
otherwise, hospital will not start. They are very professional. They don't care.
I think we are pretty good to go. If towards the end you would like to share a message or anything for your fellow women founders or the people out there regarding the insurance, why they should, would you like to say anything on that?
So as I said, have a term insurance and health insurance, two important products, and they are not very expensive. Term is cheaper.
Hmm.
For health insurance,
Right.
have a coverage of about 25 to 50 lakhs. And if you cannot buy
Okay.
a base policy of that amount, you can start with
Hmm.
a base policy
Hmm.
of 5 lakhs and have a top up
Hmm.
product. So generally, the agent would not advise you for a top up product. So top
Top
up
up. Yeah.
product is generally very cheap. So if a base policy of 5 lakh is costing you 20,000, maybe a
Hmm.
20 lakh of top up would cost you 6,000 rupees. So have a
Okay.
combination. So see your
Hmm.
affordability, and you can always
Hmm.
increase the base sum assured later if everything
Hmm.
goes well. As I said, health insurance
Right.
only when you're
Hmm.
healthy. So have a
Hmm.
combination right away and don't wait for anything to happen, because
Hmm.
nowadays the cost of treatment in the first go
Hmm.
itself is 5 to 10 lakh. First hospitalization,
Okay.
because ICU costing is
Hmm.
about 60 70,000 per day.
A day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you look at the cost, medical inflation 16%, it is there.
Hmm.
So have that cover of
Right.
25 to 50 lakhs so that you are secure, because you are a founder, you won't
Hmm.
be earning money immediately, the money will come much later.
Hmm.
So this protection
Yeah.
you must have. And also take care of your
Hmm.
health, because startup is a
Hmm.
stressful journey. Regularly take preventive
Hmm.
tests, see what is going right.
Right.
Meditation and exercise is a
Hmm.
must for every founder, every woman founder, because actually it is very stressful. You just can't help it. And we also have those hormonal issues, ups and downs,
Hmm.
also
Yeah.
contributing to more
To
problems.
that stress.
So have those preventive annual
Right.
checkups, and do
Hmm.
exercise regularly, have a clean diet, uh,
Right.
and focus on yourself, your happiness first, and then only you will be able to perform in a startup.
Hmm. That is great advice. And overall, it has been quite a great, insightful conversation with you. I literally thoroughly enjoyed because I really enjoyed the fact that I was able to understand insurance from a ground level and not like a term sheet. Ki, okay, now I have to read or do something like that. So, thank you very much for helping us and audience to learn so much different things about insurance that they might not even be aware of. It has been great chatting with you.
Thank you,
All
Muskan.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.